We begin tonight here with the shocking and unprecedented blowup in the Oval Office, something we have not seen before. President Trump and Ukraine's President Zelensky, the meeting descending into an extraordinary clash. The U.S. has been Ukraine's most important ally after Russia invaded 3 years ago. But today that relationship looked very different as it all played out on television in front of the world. With Ukraine's future at stake now, President Trump and President Zelensky in the Oval Office, Vice President Vance sitting right beside them. The vice president berating President Zelensky, asking him, have you said thank you for anything in this meeting? Saying diplomacy with Russia is the only way. And when Zelensky tried to point out that Russia has rejected diplomatic efforts in these years of war, the meeting spiraled. President Trump telling Zelensky you're gambling with World War III, telling Zelensky in making any kind of deal, you don't have the cards. President Zelensky left the Oval Office for another room at the White House and was then asked to leave the White House. President Trump before the cameras moments ago and President Zelensky doing an interview a short time ago on cable news. And tonight, allies of Vladimir Putin in Russia applauding the scene in the Oval Office today. Here's our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, leading us off.
Tonight, with the future of Ukraine hanging in the balance, that explosive confrontation in the Oval Office. Tension boiling over between President Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky when Trump was asked about concerns he's aligning with Russia's President Putin.
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? That doesn't work that way. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world.
Vice President J.D. Vance then jumping in.
I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy.
Zelensky interjecting.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Ukrainian president making the point that when they tried diplomacy in the past, Putin broke the deal.
He broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to...
Count one.
Zelensky warning if Russia succeeds in taking Ukraine, the U.S. will also pay a price.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly
Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
The vice president again jumping in.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you?
Zelensky trying to bring the temperature down, but Trump berating the wartime leader.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you can...
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful.
Zelensky came to Washington hoping to get Trump to guarantee Ukraine's security if Putin violates the terms of a peace deal, something Trump has refused to give him. Today, instead, delivering this ultimatum.
The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that.
Trump then kicking Zelensky out of the White House, canceling their press conference, releasing a statement saying, "I have determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved. He disrespected the United States of America. He can come back when he's ready for peace." Tonight, as he was boarding his flight to Mar-a-Lago, the president with this message to Zelensky.
He's got to say, I want to make peace. He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, all negative things. He's got to say, I want to make peace. I don't want to fight a war any longer. His people are dying. He doesn't have the cards, just so you understand it, okay?
And moments ago, Zelensky saying this to Fox News.
I'm speaking like a president of a people who are in this struggle 3 years, and they just want to hear that America on our side and that America will stay with us, not with Russia, with us. That's it.
And now tonight we've learned that the Trump administration is considering cutting off all ongoing shipments of military aid to Ukraine in response to Zelensky's comments today. Now, no final decision has been made, and it's not clear what impact this would have on the battlefield, but it would certainly send a clear and strong message after the fiery spectacle the world witnessed here today, David.
Mary Bruce leading us off at the White House.
Ding dong.